Welcome back to Saving Tortuga, our 9-year journey to refit and cruise our Hershine 37 trawler. I pick up our Odyssey in the summer of 2023. In 2022, Jeannie and I sold our house, bought a condo, and set out on Tortuga on America's Great Loop, a year-long trip around the United States. I have a lot of great content to share in future videos on that trip, but this video is an update on where we spent this summer. A lot has changed. Last September, we left home in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and cruised down the river system from Chicago to Mobile, Alabama, the west coast of Florida, the Keys, Bahamas, and up the east coast. After 8 months of travel and a great winter without snow in Florida, we decided to pause the Great Loop and head back to our new condo in Kenosha for the summer. This fall we plan to return to Tortuga and head back to Florida for next winter. One of our goals was to visit a childhood home on the Potomac River near Sandy Point, Virginia. After many years away, our cottage looked great. Too bad we sold it. My cousins still have a cottage on the river. Great memories. My sister and brother visited from Washington, D.C. and Richmond. 4 great friends from Richmond showed up, and we took them on the Potomac for a cruise. Found a great marina not far away to keep the boat for the summer, and Bowie gave it his approval. Time came to haul Tortuga out of the water and get ready to head home. A great spot to rest for the summer. We rented a car and headed back home to Wisconsin. Once home, we watched the fireworks, we saw a few parades, Lake Michigan is known for great sailing, and my friend Eric asked me to crew on his sailboat on a race. Hook is an annual race from Racine, Wisconsin to Menominee, Michigan, looping past Door County, Wisconsin. This year was the 40th anniversary of the race. The race is 220 miles long and takes 35 to 40 hours to complete. The race started out nice and calm. Butterfly landed on Eric and stayed there for over an hour. But then things changed quickly. Thunderstorm met us at Death's Door Passage. We made it through the storm and had fun at the awards rum party. We did not win, but we had fun. A J110 named Marcia was the overall winner. On the way home from the race, we stopped in Fish Creek in Door County. After a couple fun days in Fish Creek, it was time to head back out into the lake. Mark is on watch as we head out the Sturgeon Bay Ship Canal. We saw a huge rainbow while we were dodging rain clouds on the way home. While I was off watch, I thought I would look on Yacht World, an app that lists boats that are for sale. And guess what? I found a J110, and it was in Vermont. So I set up an appointment with the broker and flew to Vermont to take a look. Renting a car, I went to see the J110 at the Lake Champlain Yacht Club. I wonder if there's any maple syrup in that cabin. They have a really nice new clubhouse. Each membership comes with a mooring ball right out front of the club. The parking lot was full as it was race night. 43 boats started. They have a really nice dedicated race committee boat. And they even have GPS-enabled self-propelling markers. Lake Champlain is between the Adirondacks and Green Mountains, splitting New York and Vermont. My hotel was on the New York side, so I hopped on the ferry. The next day I checked out the boat. It's called MOOvie. The owner and his wife were kind enough to take me out for a sail. I liked the boat, so before I left, I put in an offer. After I got home, I received a counteroffer and we had a deal. About a week later, I set up a survey and headed back to Vermont. The surveyor checked out everything. We pulled the boat out of the water to check out the keel, the rudder, the running gear, and the condition of the bottom. I headed back to Kenosha to await the survey report. The report came back, looked good, so I guess I own a sailboat. Realizing that I now owned a fully rigged sailboat on Lake Champlain, I invited several friends to sail on the lake and help ready the boat to be hauled back by truck to Kenosha. The four of us loaded into the car and road trip to Vermont. Yes, it was a long drive. The last 100 miles was on small, windy roads through some really beautiful country. Finally, we got to the boat and had a little rum to celebrate. The next day, we motored across the lake to Plattsburgh, New York. It was raining most of the day, and we spent the night in a marina. The next day, the weather was better, and we had a great sail to Burlington, Vermont. We had a 17-mile run on the Spinnaker. Can you tell Eric likes the boat? Mark took a turn at the helm. After a great night at a marina in Burlington, we headed back to Shelbourne, where we got the boat ready to haul out. Here's the technician riding the bosun's chair up to help take the equipment off the top of the mast. In no time at all, off came the mast. That evening, the truck arrived, ready to load up the boat in the morning. And just like that, the boat was ready to go, and so were we. Time to load up and head back to Kenosha. We left on a Monday, and the boat was due on Thursday in Kenosha. A day early, the trucker called and said he would be at the marina. True to his word, the boat showed up. Bowie was happy to see his new sailboat. MOOvie is back in Lake Michigan. She was in Chicago for 12 years with her original owner under the name of Certainly. Here she is in her new slip with her rig up. On Sunday, we entered into our first race with the Kenosha Yacht Club. We left the competition behind.
Man, actually, but going that high and being able to bring the jib out right away was our saving.
Let's get this boat moving! First race, first win!
You got time?
Later, we went on a fun sail. Jeannie liked to drive. Diane took a turn at the wheel with Janet looking on. Nearing the end of the season, we entered in the last race from Waukegan to Kenosha, a 16-mile race. We had our first chance to fly the cow spinnaker. We ended up 4th out of 17 boats. Not bad for a new boat and a new crew. Now it's time to think about getting back to Virginia and back to Tortuga for our cruise south for the winter. So it really was a very busy summer. Thanks for everybody who helped make it possible.